Hi everyone, I'm here with LaRon. My name is Kimberly Totsky, and we wanted to give you guys an update on what has happened since this incident with the Calhoun County sheriffs at the beginning of January. LaRon, how are you? How you
Yeah.
doing?
Fine. Thanks,
Tell us a
Kimberly.
little bit about yourself.
Well, yes, I'm the Ron Marshall. For the ones that don't know, I'm the one who was arrested on January 2nd for collecting signatures in my neighborhood in Springfield, and I was interfered with by the Calhoun County Sheriff's Department. So I am a community leader. I'm a big homie. I go around the cities and the states making sure the communities are okay, making sure the people are safe, making sure the people have what they need. Um, just anything that they feel that that's insufficient. I want to make sure I'm that face to make sure people are, welcome, people are safe. The
Okay.
face for change, rather.
Now, since this incident that happened when you were arrested in front of your children and thrown into the cop car, how has your life been affected? How have your children's lives been affected since this has happened?
Well, it's been kind of, Kimberly, it's been kind of up and down. More down, I guess. The more you try to move forward to push and move past, but you can't never push past because it's part of history now. It's something it's something that is a part of our lives, even your life, because it happened at your residence, on your doorstep. Everything was peacefully going until the deputies arrived with the shenanigans. But it's like I say, the home front has been kind of it's put it this way, it's changed. It's been different. It's definitely the daily functions have definitely changed.
So with all of that, all of our followers and a lot of people in the community and globally want to know, what have your next steps been since this has happened? Like, what's in regards to your legal counsel? Are you pursuing action against them? Can you fill us in on that just a little bit?
Yes, I won't get into specifications of it because I'm still in I'll say it in the incubation stages. But I have good news, Kimberly. I changed directions with my counsel,
Okay.
and I'm not going to release their names at the moment. We still have a lot of processing and preparing we have to do. So, but you will be informed. You'll be the second one. I'm the first one. You'll be the second one, and the artist will be the third. But yeah, so it's been a change. It's been a change in direction with the council, hopefully
Now,
for the better.
since the sheriff apologized to you, though it was not publicly, have they reached out to you since to check on you to see if there's anything that they can do to make this situation better, or have they gone quiet on this situation?
Yeah, that's kind of. I'm glad you asked that because, like I was telling you in the beginning stages, things were moving along. There was the communication, and then all of a sudden, it's like everything came to a halt. I don't know if it's trying to be swept under the rug. I don't know. I have no idea. It's something I can't answer. It's like, hey, Kim, I'm just tired of being targeted. I'm tired of being the suspicious black man. I'm tired of, we're under attack. People might not understand it, but it's a civil war going on between the blacks and the law enforcement. It didn't just happen to me. It's happening to all of us. Something's probably happening right now. I don't know, but I know what happened to me. And it needs to stop. And we need a change. We definitely need a change. And I am for that change. And I'm not going to stop until the wheels fall off. I represent the people, and I want to continue to represent the people. I am I'm a tourist. Like I tell you, I'm a tourist. So I'm analytical. And I also like to figure out why things work and why they don't work. And I like the science of things. And if I don't like the way things are being ran, if I don't like the way the things, it's like pieces. The pieces don't fit. It don't fit. It doesn't work. And I want to push for change. We need change. I mean, it's like, and I'm a survivor. What if your cameras weren't working that day? What if I just stopped at your place that day? So people want to talk about, well, I'm not dead. Certain lawyers and guys. We'll get into that later. Well, you didn't get killed, you didn't get murdered, or you didn't have to have bodily surgery to sew back your arm or sew your neck back together, or your piece of your head, your piece of your brain. What the hell does that have to do with anything? I'm a survivor of the police brutality and the police and law enforcement injustice. We need to talk about that.
And with all that being said, why does it have to be where you have to be hurt or murdered, where they want to do something about it? So that brings me to my next question. How do we bring changes, more specifically in Calhoun County where we live? Is there a way that we can hold up some accountability to the police officers? Do you have any ideas on how to do this?
I'm glad you asked that. You asked some great questions. I was thinking about what do you think about, and as you, not just you per se, but as your followers, as the community, because I know you have a broad audience. I was thinking about running for city council next year.
Okay.
Because I represent the people. I'm not perfect, but you guys, we want somebody that's not perfect. We want somebody that's not a politician. We want somebody that merely their sole purpose is representing the people. And so I'm like you, you're like me. So we reflect each other. We complement each other. My face recognizes yours. That, and also I was thinking about, Kimberly, what do you think about like a civilian oversight committee or something, the whole entire Calhoun County, some type of board or some type of accountability position that where I will be able to continue to represent the people on a higher level. I mean, we need something like that. I mean, desperately. Just like you need water in the desert. We desperately need that. That's imminent. Give me your thoughts on that.
I think that it's really important that we hold all of our public people that are in charge of all of us to a higher standard. And I think a big thing that has come out of this shortly after this happened, still living in Wintry, we had an incident where there was another guy walking around with a gun. And he was
man.
And, it was to a point where I didn't want to call the police because I knew how they treated you the last time they were there. So now I don't genuinely want to call the police when there's somebody walking down the street with a gun walking up and down my sidewalk, but I have neighbors and children to protect. So now I feel like the trust between us is broken. And in order to bridge that gap, we really have to hold each other accountable,
Exactly.
Being able to call them and not backing down from that, as well as them actually responding and looking for said person, because when they came out, they didn't really look too hard for them. It was about 5 minutes and they left. So comparing that to how they treated you on my porch back in January, I think it's kind of funny how that happened.
Really? So you telling me that, and I remember we briefly discussed it, beforehand. So you need to tell me this so the audience will know that it was a white individual, not black, walking around Wintry, the same area that I was petitioning, trying to keep the peace, with a gun, with the handgun, and nothing happened.
Their response was that they think he was hunting. That's fine that he's hunting, but I have children, and he looks like he's hunting people with his night vision goggles and some type of something extended onto his rifle for whatever he's going to shoot. Like, we obviously have a problem. Now, I will say that the police were not called to this incident for about 15, 20 minutes afterwards. But regardless of how long the phone call to them took, they did not put in any effort. Like, he couldn't have gotten that far. The woods only go so far back. So I think it's really essential that we have some type of accountability group within Calhoun County, and not just Calhoun County, but, anywhere that you live, you can take charge of that and hold your public officials accountable. That the police essentially and the sheriffs work for us, and that's not how it's going.
Right.
If you look even farther into the scope, it's even more so than black people. They treat almost everybody with these problems, like white people that aren't from this country. Everybody is treated differently by the police officers. And I don't want to say all police are bad, because they're really not. And there is.
And they're not. Yeah, they're not. Just like all blacks are not dangerous or bad.
Yes.
Got bad seeds on both sides.
But I don't think the police are doing a good job to try and rebuild that trust in the community. And I do have another question for you before we run out of time. I know that you had put in a FOIA for the 911 call and their body cams from this incident. Have you gotten that information? And if not, when did you actually apply for those FOIAs?
I'm glad you asked that question as well. I didn't I don't remember exactly. It doesn't reflect my recollection exactly when we filed. It was after the next week. It
Oh,
was
but it
with,
was in
yes,
January,
yes, it was in January, the second week of January. Yes,
and we're in March 2nd, and they still have
and
not
we're in
finished
March.
it.
Right. So what does that tell you? And under Michigan form or the FOIA law is the policy is you get the original 5 days, then you ask for an extension for maybe 5 or 10 days. Let's just say give or take 30
Mhm.
for whatever reason. People it's different process. People have things that they're doing. People are busy. Okay, I understand that, but it's March. So I mean, did it just disappear, or they just don't want to turn the documents over? So now that's another thing that I'm looking at, and that's nothing that like you were saying, that the accountability. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right.
Right.
No.
You continue to brush it under the rug, and you are not transparent, because there was no violent crimes that took place. There's no, they're not under an internal investigation as far as we know at this time. So there's no reason that these papers cannot be released and these
Right.
videos cannot be released.
I think it'd be best for the community that they want to know who called the law enforcement. Were the body cams working? This is a public safety factor.
Mhm.
Well, that needs to be addressed.
I absolutely agree. So with all of this being said, what can our community where we live, what can our online community, our neighbors, our friends, our family, what can we do to help this process for you? Because this was obviously wrong, and we want to see justice here. Firing of that officer is not justice. There obviously is a need for retraining. So what
Right.
can we do to help push this process along for you?
Well, like I say, Kim, you and I talk all the time. And, you and I, we shoot ideas back and forth, entertaining our ideologies. And it's not even just about me. It's never been just about me. I'm never the person that I had a philosophy of it's about what's better for everybody. Being a leader, you have to also listen and pay attention to your. I'm not gonna say your followers, but you have to listen and pay attention to the people that's looking up to you, people that's listening to you, people that's paying attention to your movements, your characteristics and your quality traits. And it's about the people that were before us, the people that's now, and the people that's going to come after us, and our ancestors. They fought too much for their blood, sweat, and tears for us just to throw things under the rug or us to turn the other cheek and say, "Oh, everything's okay." Which I want all of us to get along. I don't know. I don't want to say like not Martin Luther King, but the Rodney.
Oh, we lost you. Oh, give it a second to come back. We lost you, LaRon.
Receive everything else. We need. I want you guys to help me because I can't do it by myself. I need you guys. Like I say again, I want to run for city council next year because I'm for the people. I am for the people. It's not about the money. I am for the people. And like you were talking about, the board, some type of accountability board. So we need to push for those. Those two are very important, so we can continue to keep our community safe, continue to keep each other safe. We also need some type of communication where not just text messages. I know we have the Zooms and the social media, but something like a mass neighborhood online thing where we all get alerts of what's going on. Like the night when the guy was walking around with the gun. I'm sure you were scared as hell. You got kids. Everyone has kids. It's not just kids, it's adults. You just walk around, you don't know what's going on. But it's so many incidents over the country where it's been gun incidents. So yes, we need something where everyone's alert of what's going on, because if the law enforcement is not going to protect us, we need to protect ourselves.
Were there any other final comments that you want to leave us with? Do we need to make any phone calls on your behalf? Should we be writing letters? Is there any area that you're lacking that we can assist you with or help make this better and push this forward?
Well, again, and I keep reiterating this because it's so very important. Basically, those two things that'll get it jump started. You guys can basically, it happened in the Calhoun County Sheriff Department. So you can petition much as you want. I'm not going to tell guys what they can and can't, in the community what they can and can't do, but just keep it peacefully. whatever you do, whether you call in the sheriff's department, speak with the sheriff, Sheriff Hinckley, Under Sheriff Hurt, or wherever you're sending letters. But all the support that you can think of, as long as it's righteous endeavor, as long as it's peacefully, I'm for it.
Well, that is the end of our time. So thank you for joining me, LaRon. I appreciate you coming.
Thank you for having me.
And then when we will get all the links and all the rest of this information posted in the description, and we'll be in touch with you all. See you later.